We've hit 600 views with the Capsule Monster Coliseum playthrough campaign, and we are now ready to build our second stage, the Condemned Warehouse. Let's begin. Hiya guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my latest LEGO Worlds build where we are recreating another stage from Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters Coliseum. And in this video we're going to be recreating Tristan Taylor stage in Area 1. And in case you were wondering, that was the most viewed out of all the individual levels combined at the time of this recording. And also, right behind my LEGO man, we are at 389 subscribers, and I hope that we would hit the 400 real soon, and I hope that we can hit that as we carry on in the weeks ahead, as we will be doing some future live streams on the channel as well, all about having some Q&A sessions and of course talking about the latest gaming news. So if you are new to this channel, please do hit that subscribe button, and of course if you are a old viewer of the channel and you know that my content is good, or you quite like what I've done so far, please do share with your communities and help the channel grow. So with that over and done with, let's get started with the build. Before I begin, I just want to let you guys know that I publish content throughout the week, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified on all my latest content. So to start off with this build, we're going to need to start off with a very unique way of doing this. So I'm going to start off with the grid, but I'm going to do this in 4 different color sections. 1 in blue, 1 in yellow, 1 in green, and 1 in red. So I'm going to find out the exact size of the map, and then get to work on finding out what to do. And then I'm going to start out with the bright blue, and then do the yellow for the electric area, green for the plant area, and red for the enemy area. So I'm going to start off with 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 6, 8. 13 by 13, so I'm going to do 6 across, and then another, well, I'm going to have to go from the bottom of the map to the top, so I'll need to do that next. So this is what my design for the stage is going to look like. So we have got the blue side done here, when we've also got, we got the blue side done here for 1 player, then we've got the green for the plant, yellow for the electric field, which is one of the main features of the stage, as well as the plant, and of course we also have the red area as well. So next up, we're going back into our build tool, and we're actually going to be implementing a very unique brick here. Not one that I've done. We're going to use a 2x2x10 lattice tower, but we're going to be using it kind of in a blackish color or steel grayish color. Whatever works for me. Which shall be here. Because I want this to have a very unique look to it. So I'm going to have it start here, and then I'm going to have it at very unique points of the build. So I'm going to start it off on the blue corner and then work my way around it. So I've got some good foundation pieces for each corner of the board, but now we're going to need to implement another color, and this time we're going to be using dark gray for this. And just like before, we're actually going to be implementing it in very unique corners of the playing board. It also helps if you work on in certain areas as well, in sections. with what I've done so far, I'm pretty happy with how I want it to be, but if you want to add a little bit more depth, you're more than welcome to add more of these bricks into your display. But for now, I'm actually going to move away from the lattice tiles and move on to some larger plates. So I'm going to be using some 8x6, well, some 16x16 plates, but I'm going to be using them in black because underneath, if you can probably tell by the playthrough that we've done of the Capsule Monster Coliseum, there is a bit of a gap underneath. So I'm not going to be implementing a full color scheme, well, a full, just a basic build. So we're going to be using, I'm going to start off with this place side here. Just to give a good grip of what it looks like. It should look like this. Although some 8x8s would be preferable in this situation. I've already done both players' sides with the black 8x8s, as you can tell here, and I'm now ready to move on to the next step of the build, where I'm actually going to be starting off on the blue side of the field, where I'm going to start out working on parts of the stage itself. And to do that, I'm going to grab a dark grayish, or dark stone gray, 8x8 brick. Make sure that I'm at least over the tile, and it would be helpful if I actually saw the stage itself, and it is perfect to have the game on hand in situations like this. So I'm actually going to start out by working on creating the foundation of part of the stage. So I'm going to need to do at least a 4x4 from the bottom right corner, and then make sure that it's at least 6 bricks away, as such. And this is also going to involve us switching back and forth between the black 8x8s, the bricks, and the tiles. So it will take some time. But I'm going to be doing this until I have a very satisfying result. So we've now got ourselves a very good foundation for where we want this to begin with. So I'm now going to start by adding some very unique details to this part of the section. So I'm actually going to see if I can implement a very special plate onto the build itself. I'm hoping that I can get some. There it is. A radiator girdle, which is exactly what I need, because there are going to be some girdles. Radiator girdles on this, but I'm also going to be implementing some flat tiles as well. So some 1x6s, and I need to do it on the 3rd row, right around here. And I gotta make sure that it's at least, and of course some 1x8s as well. And then bring in some radiator girdles. And we gotta make sure that we do it for this entire column. By using the copy tool, we've managed to reproduce this entire row of girders, which is exactly what I was hoping to do. And now I'm ready to move on to something else, which is going to be some crates, which is also part of the blue starting area. So I'm going to move into my build tool, And then I'm going to grab a 1x1 by a 3 brick. Actually, 1x5 would be perfect. And then I'm going to start working on creating the crates itself. And to do this, I just need to go into each of the corner pegs of each of those 8x8s that we started with. So start with the foundation of each of the crates. Although it would have been cool to have some curved ones, but there isn't any. Never mind. But these will do nicely. And then move on by adding some grill bricks. Thanks. Or the best thing would be some Paladis bricks. Thanks. In 1x2s. And then I can apply an 8x8 plate, like that, and then go into the tiles, and then get to work on creating some, the unique pattern on the top of the crates. So, for that, I'll need to start off for some 1x6s, but go into a kind of a darker color. So a dark stone gray wouldn't be the right one, although I think we will need to go into a medium stone gray because it is a bit of a lighter color. I'm now done with the crates themselves, and it is looking a little more like a proper crate than it should be, which is exactly what I wanted. And now I'm going to work on the higher rise of the end of the one of the corners of the display. So for that, I need to go straight into my a 2x2x10 lattice tower right here, and I need to go straight into dark gray so that it matches the theme. And I have to make sure that it's at least all connected. And of course in a good pattern as well. I gotta do this at least a few more times so that it's covering at least 4 areas. Next up, I'm going to apply some 8x16 plates right here, so that they are all over, that they are linked at the top of each of those lattice bricks that we put on earlier. Then we're going to cover them in some more girdle plates right here, irradiated grills. It will take a while, but as long as it's all over, from left to right, that's exactly what I'm after. With the grills now added onto the walkway, we're now ready to add one final little detail onto this model, which is going to be the pipe, but we can't really do much with it because we don't have the correct bricks to do it. So in order to do this, I'm going to have to work as best as I can with the bricks that are available in the game. So I'm going to start off with a bow brick, or at least something to that effect, because I want it to at least curve. So we'll use an arc brick instead. And then we're going to create something of a pipe effect. Might not be the best pipe effect, but still it will hopefully work. So it's not a perfect pipe, but it is something that I would like to have in the stage, and of course I'm happy with the result in the diorama, so we'll leave it at that. And of course, if you want to add more to it, you're more than welcome to in your own design. So with the blue player's set now done, I'm now going to move on to the red player's side and see what I can do with that. So the red player's side is completely different to the blue player's side. For one instance, there is a corner that in the game, it is kind of an obstruction, so we are going to make it at least 5 tiles high, just for the time being. But then we are going to add some more, some little details to it, starting off with some of the ruined flooring. So instead of using the 8x8, we're actually going to move into something a little more smaller and a little more in control. So we're going to move into a 1x2 brick so that we can start creating some of the broken details. If that is not what we're after, then it's easy for us to swap into something like a little 3x3 or 2x3, depending on how you want to do this. So for this instance, we're going to move straight into our into a 1x2, and see if I can't add some tiny little details to it. So I've now done a few details on the red player's side of the field, and there are a few more that I want to do, and of course I will explain what I've done. So I've created the safety zone of pale yellow 1x8 tiles right here at the front. Then I've also created some cracking details using 1x1 tiles to create that cracking effect, which is seen on that side of the field. Then I just went underneath it and applied a varying amount of slope bricks underneath the tiles so that it gives that distinct look that it is cracked underneath. And then I also created another, well, kind of an illusion of a floor effect for dark greys moving throughout part of that area. So there will be more to do with that. So before I carry on, I'm going to actually create some more 8x8 tiles in black, so that I've got a nice visual effect and an idea of where I should be going next. I've now created a long effect of the right near the start of the red player's side, and then came nearly across to the end of where the blue player starts. So it kind of creates this effect, and I've also applied some more black 8x8 tiles to help out with the build. So with that over and done with, I'm now going to carry on creating more of the crack effects for the gaps. So hopefully we'll find out just how many we need. It looks like it needs 5 tiles. So we've now done a rough template of the current ground level of the stage, and so far it's coming along pretty well. I have, let me go over what I've done so far. So I have begun with some slopes. I've done plenty of slopes to form the drops into the underneath of the stage. I've even applied a couple of crates here by the electric side of the playing field. I had to extend the playing field, the stage, because it was a 14x14, so I've just added one extra row of 8x8s underneath. Although it does look a little bit off, but I'm still pretty happy with how it's turned out so far. I've also applied a huge 8x16 column right here in the middle of the stage, so that it kind of forms the very center of the playing field. In the game, there is an electrical current running throughout the field, but unfortunately we do not have the bricks in this game to actually do that. But anyway, it is so far coming along together, and I am ready to move on to another step of the build, where we are going to try and add some, well, a little more of the, another layer to be precise. So we're going straight back to our build tool, but I'm also going to apply one more 8x8s here, so that I'm not missing out on anything. There we go. And then from here on out, I'm going to do it in a 3-layer process, and I have to make sure that it is in line with everything. So it is like this. Perfect. Because we're going to be needing this for the plant side of the stage real soon. I'm going to need a lot of it. Okay, so we have completed a higher rise level for the warehouse, and it looks pretty good right now, but there is one more little detail that we need to add, which will be another crate. So we're gonna go and get our metal crate back. If I find it, should be easy to find. There it is. And I just place it right here. Yeah, and that is it. Nicely. That is not what I wanted. There we go, much better now. So now I can go and carry on adding another level to this display. So I need to go back to my build tool, change the color straight into medium stone gray, and then head for an 8x8. And then work on the level where the plant life, the mutant plant life, is going to be. So just have to make sure I'm in the right position. I think this is it. Yeah, almost. Yep. So I will raise this to about the same level of the metal crate, metal box, sorry, and then get to work on adding the next layer. So we've now added that all-important next layer for our mutant plant life, and of course there were also some crates that also needed to be added onto this display as well, so that has been added to this display. And we've also got to add a few more, another crate level, but I also need to apply another row of 8x8s, starting from around here. And then grabbing some 8x8 tiles. It's gonna have to be the 16x16. We can just do this. Just make sure that everything is nice and lined as such. And there we go. And now I can get to work on creating some of the smaller mutant plant life in this area. Because there are little spores around which will be displayed on well, in the game map as well, and we need to create a kind of a rough template of these mutant plant life, and then add them onto our main display. So I need to start off with hitting the ground floor, and then getting to work on creating a, well, starting off with a greenish sort of color to start off with the plant life. So I need to go straight to the build tool. And it looks like it's a form of purple, a lilac purple. Bright red violet would be a good choice for this. And we can use a curved brick. So some 4x4s. Looks like this one. Or maybe some 3x3s. If there are any. No. So we'll just use these 4x4s and then start out by going at least something of 4 or no 6 layers. So about this high would be alright. And then go into the slopes, because we do want it to curve somewhat. So this would be a good one. Though it is rather tricky to find it, so, or the right brick that we want. So we'll use gotta find a good one to apply for my mutant spore. So we'll start with this. And then go for this. Just keep in mind this is not going to be a perfect rendition of the spore, but it will work. And I can just put on a 2x2. Place it right here. And go back to the slopes. And that will work nicely. And I will have these models down in the description below for this video if you want to add them to your own LEGO Worlds build. So then I'm going to go into my copy tool and then add it into my little display settings. Okay, so now that we've added the mutant pod into our discovery tool, we need to get it into the game. So just gotta make sure that it's at least within the game board itself. At the very center. Although that was not what I was hoping for. So we've now added our mutant spore towers into the game, and they are looking, well, not exactly like the Capsule Monster Coliseum map, but it is a good addition to the map. It doesn't even have to be exactly on spot in the middle of the 8x8 tiles, but it works for me just right. And that is what I was after. So, now I can get to work on the, wrong one. I'll need to bring back my ninja character, so I'll be right back, guys. Here we go. So to get started with this build, this giant plant, we're gonna have to go into our build tool and then bring out some those bright red violet bricks, and then we'll start off with some light grayish because they do look like tree branches, and it would be good to start off with those colors instead of the. We've also got to start off with applying those medium stone gray tiles as well. Alright, now we can move on to the light stone gray and then start off by applying some long bricks that kind of look like vines. So the brick with bows, the 1x6s, would be a perfect example of that. And I just need to start off with one area. It doesn't have to be any area in particular. I can start it out here and then work my way towards the inside of where I want the plant to be. Once I've got the curved bricks where I want them to be, I can actually start to add some more curved bricks to bring out that plant life look to it. So I've got this 4x4 curved brick right here to kind of act out as my main plant body. And of course I can also add some other bricks into the fold, like this 1x4, so that it is linked in a way to the main body itself. And the same with the 1x6s and 1x8s. And then just apply some curved slopes. Not like these 2x2 ones here. But around like this one right here. It will take me a while to build. So we've now done the little vines for our big mutant plant, and we've also added some little bricks as well to fill in the gaps, which we're going to carry on doing for a while until we are fully bricked up. 10x12 or 4x12. I should use these 2x6s as well. Go, which will be a good start for my mutant plant. Now I can move up to the purple. And bright red violet is a good place to start. And then I can just add some more little details. So we're gonna definitely be needing some curved tiles, some bow bricks here will be perfect. So we'll start off about, not sure where, about here would be a good spot. And then just apply another 2 3x3 like this. So placing it here would be a good idea, and then move back to these bow arcs. And then fill in the gaps with that was left by here. Although I can use a different color if I want. But for the edges, I'm definitely going to want to switch to something that can give me a bit more. Well, looking at this, at the game screen again, I'm definitely going to need to swap back to my light stone gray, so that I can carry on building layers upon layer upon layer of the curve that I need in order to get that unique plant look. Okay, so I've got where I'm, well, almost got where I want to be. Unfortunately, I have forgotten to add a little curve to part of the model, so luckily we do have some 4x4s to use as a sort of a replacement method here, which is perfect. And much needed as well. And some 1x1s. Or some yeah, these 1x1s will be perfect. This will work nicely, and then I can start to get to work on the mouth of the plant itself, and this will require a lot of intricate building as well. So I need to move into my bright red violet here, and then go into an inverted brick, like an inverted 1x3 like this one, so that I can then start to get to work on the mouth of the plant. Starting out with something like this, and then going around to make sure it's something of an actual mutant plant. But I can then carry on adding more layers into this model. So I've managed to get the main foundation of my mutant plant completed. It is exposed in the middle, but we will address that in a moment. Now I'm just going to apply some of the sharp thorns that were introduced to that monster by adding them to parts of the petal here and here, and also to the back as well. That's perfect. So what I used for those long petals were actually some 2x6 angles shell with bows, and those are perfect for when you try to create something like what I've done with the flowers here. So now that I've done that, I'm actually going to try and add one more little detail to that, to this flower, which is going to be a medium lilac, but I'm also going to put in some bricks in the middle, because it kind of looks like it is spewing something out. So this medium lilac is perfect for something like this. Go, and we'll put in one by one as well. And then I can move back to my lighter bright red violet, go straight into my curved slopes, although a little higher than that. Actually, that 2x1 looked like the right one. And then I can add a sort of a grayish, a light stone gray. Yes. Brick. This 1x3. Oh, sorry, 1x2 here. And then one here. So that kind of looks like an actual mutant plant. Now, it's not the perfect mutant plant that we get from Capsule Monster Coliseum, but it works for me. And now that we've done that little detail, there is going to be something else that I want to add, which is going to be something of a mist effect. So I'm going to go into the transparent green, but I'm going to go straight into my tiles, and then go straight for something of a 1x8, and then spread them all around here, so that it gives off that poisoned air effect. And it can all be in random locations, it can even be random tiles. It doesn't have to be an exact science, it just adds a nice little bit of depth of poison to an already contaminated warehouse. And it also really makes it feel like that plant is spewing the spores right out onto the field. Once you've got the area of the grass, the poison mist, all sorted out in where you want it to be, we can now move on to the next area, and it's going to be the electrical current, which is appearing at the bottom side, right here. And to get this effect, I need to go into a see-through, transparent light blue, which is perfect for the electricity. And we need to go into some thinner tiles, so some 1x6s, 1x4s, and 1x3s are perfect for what I gotta do for this. So I'm gonna start off like so. Give it that true electrical feel. As such. Of course, make sure that it's all over this bottom side. And kind of connected as well. And just like the mist, it doesn't need to be an exact science. It just needs to look like it's actually all connected in a way. And with the electrical current now applied to the board, we've actually done the main board, the main playing field itself. But we've still got the sidewalls to do for around the playing field as well. And luckily, it's only to do with the plant side of the board, and of course on the player side as well. So we're going straight back into our darkstone grays, and then we're going to get started on building in kind of like a foundation of the entire walls. So what I'm going to do is get these 1x1x5s and then place them on the black 8x8s, set them up as kind of a foundation of sorts. And they do have to be nice and long. Although if you don't want it to be as high as mine, you can always adjust accordingly. But from the purpose of my build, we'll go for this for the blue player's starting side. And then we'll also use the same height for the red player's starting side as well. And then I'm going to use some masonry bricks, to fill in the gaps created to create kind of like a building, well, the back panel of the stage. I've now added some walls for the background of the stage. It is being covered by the giant plant, but it is exactly what I wanted. I've used 1x4 mason bricks from start to finish to make sure that I've got that warehouse torn apart look to it. Now, if you want to add some more details to it, you can actually use some of the slopes to create some of the cracks, or even just to add some unique details to it. So in the entire creation portion of the back wall is entirely up to you. Even though it's not entirely necessary, it can be entirely up to you on how you want to approach this. And that is it for this video, which I am glad to say was a real blast to rebuild and into LEGO Worlds. Even though it was a bit tricky, I'm really pleased with what I have produced, and I hope that you are also happy with what I've created here in the game. If you are, please do consider hitting that subscribe button if you are new to the channel, and I hope that you look forward to my latest Capsule Monster Coliseum playthrough videos, starting again next week where I'm going up against Odeon. So, I'll see you guys next week. Happy gaming!